Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Khadija Mo. I've been on YouTube before, but I left for a couple of years and I hope I'm back to stay. We're gonna see about that. Anyway, in today's video, I decided to do this full glam look with a simple smoky eye look, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. Okay, so starting off, I'm using my toner from Clinique to clean my face with a cotton round. This will mildly exfoliate and just get rid of any oils that I have sitting on my skin. And then next up, I'm using this moisturizer and primer from Bobbi Brown, and I will just gently massage that into my skin. And you want to wait for this to dry up before you put on your primer, so I will just use this handheld fan to speed up that process. And then for primer, I'm using the Danessa Myricks blurring balm powder. Onto eyebrows, I start out by brushing my eyebrows upwards, and then I'm going to fill them in, and the pencil I'm using is from Absolute NewYork in the shade Smoke. Next up, I'm going to clean up my eyebrows. I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Concealer, and I would just use this flat concealer brush to clean up the eyebrows. And then I would use a blending brush to blend out the concealer when I'm satisfied with how everything looks. For the eyeshadow look, I was really just going for something simple and smoky. So I'm using my Master Mattes palette by Makeup by Mario. And I'm starting off with this medium brown shade, just packing that all over the lid. And then I'll take this lighter shade and blend it into my transition area. And I did want a bit of a darker finish on my lid, so I went in with this third color just to pack that on the lid. And that was it for the eye look. 3 colors and just quick and easy blending. I decided to make my lash line a bit more defined, so I'm using my Sephora eyeliner to just draw a line, but I didn't wing it out because I didn't want it to take away from the eyeshadow itself. And then I would apply my mascara. This one is the Better Than Sex from Too Faced, the waterproof one. And my camera died when I was putting on my lashes, but they're just some lashes from AliExpress. Next up is foundation, and this foundation, I haven't used it in about 3 years, but I really love it. It's probably the most full coverage foundation that I own, and it's from Clinique. And I probably shy away from it because it's more of a dewy finish as opposed to a natural finish or a matte finish. And I don't like my makeup looking dewy because I do get oily as time goes by. But this foundation is absolutely full coverage, and you would see a side-by-side comparison of the two sides of my face in an instant, and you see what I mean. Look at that. Now for concealer, I'm using my Natasha Denona concealer, and I just use a little bit of this concealer because it's incredibly full coverage. I also do like a bright under eye, so if you like a more subtle under eye, you can use a shade of concealer that's just like 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade. Highlighting under my eyes, Cupid's bow, bridge of my nose, and the center of my forehead. And I'm going to let that concealer sit for a while. So while that's sitting and absorbing into my skin, I'm applying my contour, which is this stick foundation from L'Oreal. I'm applying that to my jawline, my cheekbones, my forehead, and then I would blend out my contour before I blend out my concealer, just to give my concealer more time to absorb into my skin. And this contour brush that I'm using is the Instapop Cheek Brush by Real Techniques. I think they've discontinued this brush and I'm really sad about it because it's one of the best brushes that I own. I own a couple of them and some of them are getting bad already. So I'm not sure if you guys have any replacement suggestions. Please put them in the comments so I can try them out. To blend out my nose contour, I'm just using this eyeshadow brush from Morphe. And I like it because it's flexible enough so I'm really able to get into those tight spaces without spreading the product too much. To blend out my under eye concealer, I'm using this setting brush by Real Techniques. And you want to always start by blending from like the outside inwards towards your eye while blending out your under eye concealer, just so that you don't spread out the product too much and you get the maximum coverage and you're keeping the concealer right where you want it, just under your eyes. So I'm going to blend that out and I'll use the same brush to blend out all the other areas that I highlighted. So my cheek, cupid's bow, bridge of my nose, center of my forehead. And when I blend out the center of my forehead, I like to connect it with the bridge of my nose. So bringing that in between my eyebrows. That way when I blend out the bridge of the nose, it's connected. I'm going back in with that contour brush without any additional product, just to make sure that I get a good blend and a good transition between the contour and the concealer. Next up is blush, and this is the Soft Pinch blush from Rare Beauty. I'm applying that to the apple of my cheek and then just blending it out immediately. And then to set my under eye, I'm using the Chanel setting powder. And I really love this setting powder because it just absolutely dissolves into your skin. Like even if you go on a bit heavy-handed, as you're about to see, if you just like keep pressing it in, it's just going to be absorbed into your skin and you don't have to worry about flashback or any of that stuff. And it does keep you set for a long time. Like throughout the day, you'd be good to go. So I'm just applying that with a powder puff. I would apply it as well to all the other areas that I highlighted. So that includes my chin, center of my forehead, bridge of my nose, and my cupid's bow. I would sometimes do the reverse contour underneath my cheek contour, but today I just didn't do it for no particular reason. Next up, I'm setting my entire face with the Charlotte Tilbury powder, and just like to use a big fluffy brush to kind of bring everything together. After setting my entire face, I'm going to go ahead and set my contour. And to set my contour, I will be using the Fenty Beauty bronzing powder. And I will just go over all of the areas that I had contoured before. When I do go over my nose, I do not add any additional product to the brush just because I don't want my nose contour to be too harsh. So whatever's left from contouring the rest of my face, I just use that for my nose. And then I'm going over my blush as well with the Dior Backstage blush. And then back to the eyes. This is my LA Girl eyeliner pencil, just lining my waterline. And then I'm going to go under my eyes with two of the shades that I used before. I will use the lighter shade first, just smoke out under the lash line a little bit, and then go in with this detail brush to make my waterline a little bit darker. Then I'm setting my face with the Morphe setting spray. I love this setting spray. It just makes everything blend so beautifully together. So I would set my face and then need to wait for that to dry. So I will use my fan again just to kind of speed up that process. And then I decided to go in with a matte eyeshadow, a light matte eyeshadow just in the front of my eyes, just to bring a little bit of light to that area of my eyes and not make my eyes look too dark. Next up, I'm highlighting the bridge of my nose. I did highlight my cheeks off camera as well. And then I'm using my MAC Studio Fix foundation powder to brighten my under eye a little more. And then for lips, I'm using the MAC Chestnut lip liner and Sephora liquid lipstick in number 74. So I'll just line my lips, smack them, put the lipstick, smack them. and then go over that with a gloss. So this gloss I'm using is from Lancome, I believe. I don't remember the shade, but I would list it in the description box. Going with my finger just to get a good blend. And then I would go over the lip liner with the Fenty Heat, the brown lip gloss. Forgot the name of the shade, just to add some dimension to that lip liner. And then finally, I'm setting my face one last time with the One Size setting spray. And I'll do some mascara on my lower lash line. And that is it for this look, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.